Where were we exactly at the cutoff?
Oh
It
man.
was about
Ooh. You're like right when you
Why?
were saying things that mattered.
No, straight up. But why? Like, why she hasn't released any music?
yes.
Perfectionism. At the
There
end of
you
the
go.
day.
Right there, you go. Right
At
off
the end of the
bat.
day, it's perfectionism. And being my own worst critic. But I will eventually. I feel like I'm not right now in the place where I should be. To release music, where I want to be, not should be, where I want to be rather. Just because it's a whole thing, and I don't want to be, exaggerative. Is that a word? Exaggerative?
Probably not,
Maybe.
but go ahead.
I think maybe exaggerate. No.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean. You know what I'm getting at though. But like I feel like I'm just not in the place where like if I were to actually do really well and like I'm just not in the place for that.
Like mind space.
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm happy where I'm at right now, and like I like music as my kind of hobby and side thing, um, but I don't know if I'm ready to make it my full. What's going on?
I'm sorry, bro. We're like little boys right now.
I
So
love,
it sounds like
I
somebody-
love,
I
I
know.
love San Diego
Sounds
Made
like
Factory.
somebody's being,
Okay, yeah,
being
yeah.
meat right now.
No,
like-
we
You're
we
probably gonna
all
get
we
it.
all had the
We're
same
being
thought.
super immature. I'm sorry.
Nope.
Go ahead.
You don't have to. I had the same thought. So.
And we're not gonna. They're not gonna hear it. So we're literally
That's-
laughing at nothing. Right
No,
now.
I'm gonna try to
Just
find
go.
a way to
I
get that
know.
shit
To
and
get
pop up.
it.
That's what the alley's all about, brother.
I had the same thought. You're fine.
That
But yeah,
was
no.
comedy. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, then.
but yeah, that's a big part of my life. It's been a big part of my life. It's something that I've done from the youngest.
No way, you just spit out, bro. You child.
You're sick.
I didn't spit out. I spit into my drink.
Oh my god.
You spit up
Hey,
right
that's
now.
gonna have to be a promo clip.
Is that alcohol
fucking
or is
kid.
that water?
Yeah, it's water. It's water.
Okay.
Jesus.
Damn. Okay, you both switched to water.
You want water?
No.
No.
It's not water.
I'm like absolutely not.
There's no more water. I mean, there's no more water.
There is water.
There's hella water.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm
we'll
okay.
start it from here.
I
Cut.
got
Go.
a little bit. Yeah. No. Yeah. Cut.
We're not cutting shit. Dev, look, I'm about to talk shit to you.
Okay.
I am.
What a segue, eh?
You need to drop music, bro.
I know, and
Like,
everybody
you just
says
need
it to
to
me.
get out of your head. Drop it.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I live there, That's where you spend 100% of your life. And
Now when you're at work,
you
8 hours a day, you're somewhere else.
you might as well make it a nice place to live and
Drop your songs right before you go into your shift. That way you don't think
just
about
don't fucking know. I would be way weird to tables. I'd be like, my greet would be like, hey, how are you doing? Do you know who I am?
it. You want to hear my new single?
I'm like, stop. They're like flagging me down, like, hey, I'm like, enough. I don't want to take a photo with you.
Do like the TikTok views and comments kind of motivate you a little bit?
100%. Comments more than
People
anything.
hella hype you up.
Yeah,
That's what I was saying, 'cause I've
yeah.
seen it.
I don't even know why.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well.
No, because I've seen it.
Ouch.
I've seen it. Because I've literally seen people commenting on your shit and saying like
Yeah.
positive stuff.
Yeah,
You know?
it's great. It means a lot. The comments are what really does the difference. I mean, likes it feels a little more impersonal, but comments it's like I don't really take the time. I don't comment on anyone's thing.
They spent the time out
So
of the
it's
day
like
to
you
say
took the
something
time
nice.
to be like you really like this,
Yeah.
and I've had people like
Can't
go
relate.
crazy out of their way. Yeah, well that's because you're not talented, but I'm just
Hyder
kidding.
was talking about the podcast. That's crazy.
I'm totally kidding.
Hey, that was. Hey,
That was
you know
great.
what? Well
Keep
played.
going, Dev. Keep going. He's been getting at you all day. That's
I
fine.
know. Why is he
That's
talking on
fine.
me like that? And no, but the comments is what actually keeps me motivated.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, I'll like start a piece and then I just like I'm not gonna finish it because I'll do like, a little clip and then I like get unmotivated. But people will comment and they're like, hey, like, can you finish this or like, where can I find this? And so that's what makes me feel like, oh shit, it's almost like a responsibility type of feeling where I'm like,
Okay.
people are waiting for this and it's not like they're hell bent on it, but
I want to reach that.
but it's definitely I feel the weight of it a little bit to an extent where I'm like, there's 100, 200 people that are commenting like wanting this song and waiting for it.
You need
And so like
a-
I feel responsible for releasing it, and I feel almost like embarrassed when months will go by and those same people will comment back and be like, "Hey, is this out yet?" And I'm like, "No, I'm sorry, like not yet." And I feel embarrassed about it because I'm like, "Oh, I haven't had like a product that I'm happy with," and also it loses its hype, because you post a video, it does really well. But the TikTok, that's where I, obviously stream my things. That's where I post things. The algorithm will only promote you for X amount of time, and then when your video is old, it's
It's gone.
so many people post things every day,
It's
like
dusted.
hundreds and hundreds of thousands, millions,
TikTok
even if
is
you will.
quick.
But like,
It's like
Yeah.
what's the term for fashion?
fast fashion.
Fast
Fashion. It's
Yeah.
kind of like just
Yeah.
it works that way. Like
Yeah.
1 week it's one thing, the next week it's the
Yeah.
next, and the last
The
thing
hot
is
topic.
out. You know.
And so the hype dies down really quickly, and I'll have people here and then like coming back, but I'm not really good at consistency, and so I do my best, but I'm also, I work very often, and I use kind of my off time to recharge. And music for me, like it's not something that's like I can do in my free time. It's like that's also a job to me in the mind state wise, like where it takes energy, it takes creativity, and I have to be also in the mood, and like my social battery has to be full to an extent
Yeah.
where like I can fully submerge myself in that. So if I'm getting off work, or it's my one day off of the week, like I just can't do it. It's like I'm not into it.
Can you relate to that at all?
Yeah,
When it
because I've
comes
been
to
trying
us.
to produce for like I
No, not the music stuff. With us in the pod, I'm saying, Hyder works his ass off. I'm sure
Absolutely.
you've heard of all the shit
I
he does.
see him every day. Yeah.
So right now when you said when you're not working, which you do a lot of, and you spend a lot of time working, the time that you have off, you spent to what you said in your quote to recharge.
Yeah.
How do you never have time to recharge? I feel like so. These moments where you do, and we're doing this, for example, we're doing the pod. Does it feel different to you? Do you wish you could have? I know you wish. If we had the money, right, we would spend way more time, and we'd invest more time and more attention.
But this also might be your way of recharging.
Could be.
Yes and no. So for me, my like biggest detractor, if I just kept it moving, I think I wouldn't need rest. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
when you're
if
in
I
the-
That's how
went-
some people work.
If I
guess.
went
Yeah.
straight from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, I think I'd be kicking it.
Fine.
I'd be fine. But the fact that like, cause yeah, obviously like mentally you do need to recharge, and it's like today, like you
You
got
do.
home, you need a nap. I got home, I need.
Took a nap.
Absolutely.
I
That's why I
needed-
pushed it
needed-
back an hour. I was like,
needed-
I gotta rest.
I needed a fucking nap. So, but like if it's in my mind, like, oh, like say for example, we had to record right after I got out of work. I could have come over here straight after work. I would have been fine.
I wouldn't have. So
It's it's a
I
mental.
would have.
Well, because like an object in motion tends to stay in motion. You know what I mean? Like when you're on a roll, it's like when you're really busy.
That's why
You're on a fucking, you're on a roll and you're doing it. But like once you take a break, you need to take that break because it's already been
you already started.
presented. Yeah.
Decided like mentally you.
Yeah,
prepared for it.
but I mean everyone is different, obviously. But there comes a time. I'm very much a person where like I can work very hard for very long, but I need my days off and I need time alone. I need
I can
specific
time alone.
like chunks out of my week at least where like I am alone. I'm not talking to anybody, and like I'm not necessarily even sleeping. I might be, but like I'm just on my phone or like just reading or just doing something that's like not talking to anyone or like social interactions. Like I need time to just be like with my
I
thoughts.
feel like I need that too, and lately I haven't been.
I'm big on
having
that too, Dev.
Yeah.
Like I'm big on like if I don't get one, not even a day, but like half a day or a few
Yeah.
hours where I'm just by myself.
Or driving. Driving is a big one for me.
I hate driving.
Oh really? I'm the opposite.
I
That's what I
hate
was
it.
getting at.
I love
hate
driving.
it.
Yeah. Oh really? You
That's
hate
why
driving?
That's why New York.
'Cause I be
lately's
jamming
been
out.
such a draw in my mind.
I love New
Because
York.
I love public transportation.
Yeah.
Like if I could.
Yeah.
If it was practical for
Not
me
me,
to
but-
be like all over San Diego on a bus, I would. But it's just not practical.
Mm-mm,
Time wise, it's just not practical.
No, I mean we just don't have like the networking system here where it makes sense.
Yeah, it's too slow. It just.
It just everything is like far and spread out, and like there's not trains that are.
But if I could,
practical.
I would run that way.
Yeah.
I hate driving. I love being able to sit somewhere while it's moving and like just watching
I
everything.
love being a passenger.
I'm a passenger princess, baby. Like at heart, that's what I am. No, but
Thank God you put the cup down. It's really starting to piss me off.
Why?
I was gonna take it out of your hands, dude.
Why? 'Cause
I'm
there's
so
nothing in it?
no, because you're just sitting there going like
Fidgeting.
this, fidgeting. Yeah, it was really starting to
That
mess with
bothers
me.
you, huh?
Yeah.
Little fidgets bother you.
Yeah, and I
Lucky,
wasn't
dude.
gonna. I was trying like really hard not to say something about it, but it was really bothering me to
You're
be
kind of
honest.
pissing me off now.
I'm
You know
pissing you
that?
off. Good.
Dumb.
First fight on the podcast. We just get into it.
Dev, you just drop music, by the way.
Yeah, I
all I'm
know,
gonna
okay,
say.
that's what I'm
That's
saying.
like my takeaway from this whole little segment.
Maybe
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
through this, who knows? What if we get people that'll make her do it? You know what I mean, or that agree with Hyder and say the same.
No, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people in my life that, I mean, in a good way. I don't mean like, oh, it's, you know, like,
They're
it's
nagging
nice.
you
Bro,
or
put
something.
it out,
No,
and as hard
I-
as it is for you to stay away from it, just detach yourself, drop that shit, don't look at it. And,
Yeah, I just, I don't know, like, it'll come, there will be a day, where I will drop music. Yeah, I need to push myself a little bit more because it's a combination. It's a combination of my own weirdness and then at the same time not pushing myself because I get so caught up in like routine, and that's also a fault of mine, if you will. But we're
I'll
like,
tell you right now, you're not the only person that feels this way.
No,
yeah,
no,
That's
and
gonna be,
I get so caught up on like, oh, the schedule that's posted for work, and then like I just like I do that and like I go through it and I'm like, it just weeks tend to seem very monotonous, and
But you get into the groove of it,
yeah,
kind of,
yeah,
even
and
though
so
if it's shit or not, you know.
I get very into a pattern, and I'm trying to like fight that and be a little bit different and kind of switch up my ways and get into a better habit of doing things that I actually enjoy and like doing my hobbies. And I've kind of lost a lot of that, like even the instruments that I play, like I don't practice them as much as I should, and you get worse when you don't practice. It's like any muscle, you don't work out, you're not stronger, and it's muscle memory to an extent, but I have a little gang of things that I like to do in my free time, and I just don't do those things as much as I absolutely should because of routine and because I get so comfortable. And comfortable is like I feel is like the big word there.
I feel like I've heard that before.
Comfortable.
Comfortability is the demise or something like that.
I don't know, bro. Comfort is a killer, though. It's true.
Yeah, it is comfort killer, 100%.
It's in the movie. So.
Well, it's kind of like the death of creativity, but also it's there's a reason you're comfortable, because it's
Do you read?
nice. I do. Yeah, I do a lot of
Oh.
like self-help books. That's my
Same.
favorite
Nah,
genre.
Yeah.
I fuck with it.
Same.
I love it.
I grew to love like sci-fi, but have you read fuck? What is
Yeah,
it?
I have.
Something about creativity. I've actually shown Miguel this book too. It's Stephen Pressfield. I need to find the book. It's here, let's look it up. Let's look it up right now.
Look it up right now. I read recently one that I read that I gave to someone at work. It's called The Four Agreements.
Oh, I've seen. Yeah.
You read
It's
that one?
some
Read that
Mexican
one?
dude wrote it, right? It sounds like a Mexican dude.
I forget
but
the author.
Boehner.
the one I'm thinking, The War of Art, Stephen Pressfield.
Oh, I don't know that one actually.
Read that one. That'll probably do.
Yeah,
good for you.
that's my big thing. I really like reading self-help books and things that like will make my mindset stronger and just kind of change my perspective
Someone just
on
got killed.
yeah, right.
You got their heads
Yes,
stomped
one of
in,
y'all was
bro.
walking in my car. That's all I know.
No,
Or my
yeah,
Uber
don't worry,
when
don't
it
worry.
gets here. But I really like that kind of reading, and I don't really do much reading that like will put me in a different world, and I get the appeal to that where you want to be like
You want
submersed.
practical shit.
Yeah, I get that appeal, but my kind of thing is just like I'm very locked in and honed in to books that will just advance my personal self.
I agree. I agree with you. I'm like that too.
Yeah.
I have, like I said, I have grown. I do love like autobiographies a lot.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've liked more fiction shit as of late. But yeah, now self help for show is like
Yeah,
my
a
go-to.
great autobiography that I actually just started reading. I don't know if you'd be interested, but it's actually Emily. Do you know who Emily Ratajkowski is? She's the
Show
model.
book.
Yeah. So she wrote a book, and dude, oh my god,
I heard it's good.
oh, it's really good.
My girlfriend told me it's a good
I
book.
love it. So I was like one of those people where like it's easy to do where you look at this person who's so like sexualized and every role she plays, and she's a model. She's obviously hot as fuck. Like it goes without saying. Like she's just like stunning. She's a model. It goes whatever, and so I like in the past would look at her as like her specifically and be like, oh my gosh, she's like a pick me girl and like all of this stuff. And like you as a person are so programmed almost to think of women if they're hot as like someone that's stupid and just think that like their looks is all they have to offer. And so she put out a podcast a while ago, and I actually started listening to it because I was just curious. And first episode I listened to, which I think was her first one, I was like, wow, she actually has a lot of insightful, genuine things to say. And I've submitted some things to the podcast as well, because she put out one episode that was about like sexual harassment in the restaurant industry. And she was like,
Oh.
let me hear your guys' feedback, whatever. And so I was like, fuck yeah.
Wait,
Damn.
they brought your shit up, right?
Yeah.
They used your shit.
Yeah. Well, like they
Did you
went
post
off.
something about that?
Yeah,
Or
on
how do I
TikTok.
know that?
On TikTok, I talked about
You
it.
brought it up, right?
Yeah, I brought it up on TikTok. And I just it changed my perspective. And like, I mean, obviously I've matured and grown in so many different ways, but because also I've been perceived like that in a lot of different aspects, but it made me feel really weird and almost, again, like embarrassed, because I've looked at this woman as someone like, oh, she's just stupid, like she's just like pretty and it's like all she has to offer, you know what I mean? And then I read her book and I listened to her podcast and I'm like, wow, this is actually, people.
Intellectual.
Yeah, she's a
People-
she's a single mama now too.
Oh yeah, and it's, I feel like people have a hard time grasping that a person, especially a woman, can be multifaceted, where you can be hot but you can also be smart, or you can be funny and you can be like all of these different things. And I feel like men are, it's a lot, sorry to get into this,
No, it's fine.
but I feel like with men it's a lot more accepted, where you can be like attractive and funny, or like attractive and smart, and like all of these different things where it's just more accepted. Versus women, I feel like you're categorized into a specific thing where you're funny but like you're looked at as not conventionally attractive. It's like, oh yeah, she's the funny comedian but she's not hot, you know? And I feel like people tend to categorize women into one specific thing and forget that you can have a bunch of different things going for you because you're a person, and everyone does. That everyone in this entire planet has a crazy amount of positive and negative attributes,
Shit
you
to,
know?
like, offer,
Yeah, absolutely. And especially with celebrities, we tend to peg someone as like, you're this person, like you're the funny person, or you're the hot
and then
person,
just
or
lock them in as that,
Yeah,
and then that becomes it.
it becomes their entire persona.
Yeah,
And a lot of the time they'll feed into that as well because it's what makes them
and
money.
it works for them. Yeah.
And like to each their own, like as you should, respect. But are we're fucked.
Very good. No, yeah, I'm just thinking about it because that is interesting. You kind of making me want to like actually listen and tune in. I'm sure she does.
It's a great podcast.
Yeah, I'm sure it would surprise.
I know
a
she
lot
had a
of
book.
people.
I know she had a podcast.
Yeah, I listen to it every day on my way to work actually, because she
Oh.
has once a week she posts like a new guest, and she has baller ass guests on,
Like
dude.
high, like
Like
A-listers?
Donatella Versace,
What?
like
Damn.
like big guests, crazy. And it's obviously it's interesting to
She's
hear.
from SD too, right? Where's she
No,
where's she
she's
from?
not.
Oh man, I
No,
don't know.
she's not.
She lives in New York right now, but I think she's
She's
from
not
LA.
like from-
Nah, no way.
She's not from San Diego, but she's from.
I think she is from California, but I know she lives in LA now.
Encinitas.
No way. No way.
What is her background too? I've always wondered at her last
Like her
name throws me
ethnicity?
off.
Radishkowski? Well, she must be like Russian or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She
I
was
don't know, but
raised
she
in
is- she
Encinitas
is
near
beautiful,
SD,
though.
attended
Yeah, she's stunning.
UCLA. Father Roman Catholic. She's a
Who's
Polish Israeli.
Who's the
Oh.
baby daddy? It's like some guy, right? Is that a producer?
I honestly have
or
no
some
I don't
idea.
know, bro. I don't know.
shit? It's some producer.
No clue.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
But no, yeah, she has just
she's
like
interesting.
yeah, she has great guests on, and like obviously she's a lot of influence, and like she uses it for the best. And so like
yeah.
she's kind of someone that I like used to hate on as a hater. Like not in a way that was validated, like as just a hater. And now I look at it, I'm like, oh my god, like this is someone, like she's like one of my biggest role models. Like
She's actually dope as fuck.
Don't judge.
yeah,
Don't
like-
judge the person by their cover. I guess.
mommy, yeah, like
Mommy. She
yeah.
said.
that's like
Wait, what's that shit? Mother is mothering.
yeah, and mother is mothering, yeah.
No, that's
And
crazy.
that's my
I'm gonna have to
mom's.
tune in though. See what's up.
Yeah, no, you should check it out.
I have a cool way to end this shit because we
'Kay.
gotta wrap it up.
Yeah, we'll
Go
wrap
ahead.
it up.
AI is popping off right now. Dev, have you watched Ex Machina?
No, I actually haven't.
Damn. Okay.
Watch it.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I see. Now we're wrapping up. Thank you so much. Appreciate
we're done.
it.
No. Not still.
She
You don't have to.
hasn't seen it,
You don't have
so
to watch it for it
you
to be
can go.
relatable though. So AI is popping off right now, right? Do you guys think at some point? So there's gonna eventually be AI robots. At some point, there will be AI robots.
There already is, but you're saying like fully.
Fully, like they're gonna be out in the public type
Yeah.
shit. Do you think it will be? Would you fall? Do you think you'd be able to fall in love with the artificial intelligence robot?
Well, what? Okay.
Two, what do you think it would be like, or like what would be the positives, negatives?
We should do a fake deep on Her. Have you heard of the movie Her?
I
Joaquin Phoenix.
think I've
He falls
heard
in
of
love with the AI.
Okay, follow-up questions. One, if it's an AI, do they have the physical body of a human? Is it
Yes.
flesh or
Yes,
is it
it's
like
'cause it's gonna be flesh, bro.
robot?
It's
It's
flesh.
flesh. Okay,
So,
but it's
honest-
based.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
So that's why I'm saying if you watch Ex Machina, because it ends up
In
turning.
the movie, you wouldn't be able to tell. Is what I'm getting. at.
It's based off of like
It's a great movie. You should watch it.
I'll look it up. I know. I feel like I've heard about it a lot, but I just haven't like gotten to it. But the AI, the personality is programmed based on somebody else's personality, or is it based on your own?
So
Like,
The-
are they a yes
that,
man to
that
you?
kind of comes down to how AI works.
Yeah.
Because like AI's program, like for example, there's a program out now that people have been posting about and use or whatever,
Yeah.
and all they're doing is asking the AI questions,
Right.
and the AI answers back like a human.
Yeah.
And they have
Well, they're gathering intelligence
Exactly,
and
so
information. Yeah.
it's just
And I feel like they
when
base
it
it
comes
off you.
like let's for example, if we were to put a person in an experiment room and not tell them that they're talking to AI, they wouldn't know that it's AI.
That's
So
scary.
when it comes to like Hyder's question is kind of weird. It's you can't really throw a correct answer because if it were real world, you wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah.
If it was an AI embodiment of
okay,
of a
what
human,
if
like
what
would
if
you be
you-
able to
what
tell?
what if you
Like,
knew-
did you know?
No. But okay, but what if you did know they were AI though?
Then that'd be the only thing to throw me off.
I think that
That
would
I
be the
did know that they
thing.
were AI. Because if you didn't know, it'd be a normal
From the
person.
jump, it's a rap then.
It would throw you off in a bad way.
Okay,
When you
what
were to
if
find out, yes.
what if you say you went like a week talking?
I think it
right?
would throw me off in a good
okay,
way.
You're talking for a week and then you finally smash, but they don't have
No, you don't
but
even
they have
smash it.
they have nowhere to smash, so you can't. So then that's
But
when
it's
you
a
find
but
out.
we're going off of the fact that it's like a physical body
Person,
and
yeah.
flesh,
It's a
and it's
physical
like
body and
and
flesh.
it's someone you're attracted to. Like it's,
will-
we're
well, they
going
will
off
get
of
to the
that
sexy
They
concept.
chest
will,
mask,
they
so
will
then
have
you're done.
physical parts.
Yeah. I think personally, I would be more attracted. I think I would prefer someone that's AI, and maybe that's a hot
Why?
take.
I
What?
feel like
because-
the AI would have tried to appeal to your needs, and
Exactly.
appeal to what you want, and like
Yeah.
your
And maybe that's like
whatever
a
you're
like a
attracted
weird
to.
control thing, and I feel like after maybe a year, I'd get sick of it.
Yeah.
But for the first
Initial?
part, for sure, I would be all up on that.
Yeah. I
I'd be
think
like,
so too.
yeah, you're acting exactly how I want you to, and you're going off my personality.
scary.
Well, because that's what it does. It just goes off of what you give them and what you tell them to do. But there comes a certain point where you, especially in a romantic relationship, like you want some sort of pushback because you want to grow and you want.
You need to have some
You know,
emotion
like,
in
you
there.
want toxic shit in there.
Yeah,
too, so people
yeah.
wanna-
You wanna get
But also,
slashed a
I
little
feel
bit.
like you could tell the AI like point out my flaws and like tell
It
me what I
would.
need to work on.
It was straight up.
Yeah,
That's the difference.
without the toxic shit.
Because
Like,
people have remorse. You know, there's certain emotions that people have that a robot would never have.
yeah.
That's a good example. Remorse would never be in there because they can't.
And you could just tell them like, hey, point out what I need to do and like how I should.
You know how girls are always asking, not girls, but just everyone nowadays is asking for quote unquote communication in relationships. The AI would be the
That's how it should
perfect
be.
choice. They tell you exactly what
But
you
if
need
you
to
know what
you
they
wanna
are,
know.
like, wouldn't that throw you off a touch?
We're saying that we don't know.
But what
If we do, I'm
eventually
telling you, if I found out that it is, I'm out.
you'd be like, yeah, you're done.
I
What about-
think okay.
you'd keep it going even
I'm
if
going.
you knew?
We're being the yin and yang right now because I would 100% take an AI. I'd be like, yup. Because if I could like, if I could like choose, and I'm like, okay, this is someone that I'm creating, and I'm like, this motherfucker's gonna look like Chris Hemsworth, and he's gonna act exactly how I want him
Chris
to act.
Hemsworth.
Would you want Chris Hemsworth to be
Slide.
jealous or to get jealous?
No.
Not even a little bit. I feel like you need a little bit of jealousy to make some shit.
I
work
think
out
jealousy is a
sometimes.
very complicated emotion.
It is.
Because to some extent, jealousy means you care and you have boundaries.
Exactly.
And sometimes, like in a relationship, you don't know what your boundaries are and you push them. And like, you know, everyone has different boundaries. So some people get jealous and it shows, it's almost flattering where you're like, oh, that hurt you and I didn't know that. And it made you uncomfortable and it makes you feel almost a little bit good where you're like, oh, they care.
And then you can adjust after,
Yeah,
you know?
but obviously you can take advantage of that and like
Awesome.
you can take it to way crazy and like make someone jealous and obviously that's not
Healthy.
cool or healthy or by any means all right. But no and yes, I think the AI should have boundaries and if you cross those boundaries become jealous or
Would it, though? I don't
or
think it
place
would
their
have
boundaries because that's also the thing is like would the AI here's the question if you do some fuck shit like and you tell them like
Hey,
shut up
cheated on you.
yeah or like don't talk about it
Will AI fight back?
Like,
It's
Yeah.
okay, Miguel. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I love you.
like could
I'd be
you
like this.
gaslight the AI
Like this? Start making out as soon as she said that.
Ugh,
You're gonna be like, hey, I made out with your friend. I'm sorry. They're like,
Yeah.
don't worry, I will bring her over. For
We
a
start
threesome."
fucking.
yeah like
immediately.
would they be cool with anything you did because they are like created to
I don't
please
know.
you
That's so weird. I guess.
Hey, Miguel,
let's test it.
Miguel's probably gonna be in a mansion like Oscar Isaac and Ex Machina. With, like,
he's
1,000
gonna leave
AI.
tonight and just be looking up like AI girlfriends
AI girlfriends. Pussy
hey,
pocket.
hey Alexa how do I find an AI girlfriend
All right, guys, we're done. This was a long episode. If you
I
guys tuned in for the whole
know.
thing,
Where
shout
we
out.
at?
About to hit 1 hour 30.
Shit,
Jesus
I'm so
Christ.
Thank you, Dev.
dude
That
so
was
nice to be
great.
here.
That
Fucking
was
homie.
fun.
She killed it. First guest back in like weeks.
Forever.
Kirch was a guest, but obviously he's been on, so that's not really the same thing.
Regardless,
You had a
thank you,
good
Dev.
time?
Yeah, I had a great time. We already dapped up, so I feel like we
We-
should.
No,
we-
yeah, that was just like
We
yeah.
approached it. We
Oh.
approached it differently today too with our guests, and I think we're gonna see. I mean, we're gonna get reactions and see how it worked out or not. You know, right?
Yeah, this was
Yeah.
fun. Dev, thank you. You'll definitely have to come back
Yeah, absolutely.
soon.
What the hell? I would love to be back. I'm stoked to be here.
Episode 60. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter at The Alley Podcast.
Mhm.
Email us questions. That's it, right?
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
That's
thanks,
it.
Thank you so much for
Thanks,
tuning.
Dev.
Dev, thank you.
Thank you. What the heck?